Hey guys, it's Riv, and welcome back to another video. So I've been seeing a lot of artists online draw stuff for Mermay, which, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Inktober, but instead you draw a mermaid for each day of May. But yeah, I've been seeing people do this, and at first I didn't get it, and then it wasn't until later that I was like, oh, the month of May and Mermay, I got it all makes sense now. But yeah, fun things have been happening for me this month. I graduated with my BFA, and now I have to start planning to move to Holland to live with my boyfriend. But May is coming to an end, and I wanted to draw at least one mermaid. So I first drew this design on a piece of watercolor paper. It's based off a deep sea dragonfish or moray eel. And then I wanted a cleaner sketch, so I used the light from my window and some thinner paper to trace it, and then again trace that onto another piece of watercolor paper. The watercolor paper was just a little too thick to do it directly, otherwise I would have just done that. I first used my Pentel Pocket brush pen for all the ink work. The watercolor paper does have a bit of texture to it, which gives my line art a bit of texture, but I don't really mind it too much. It just absorbs quite a bit of the ink and has a rougher look to it, so that's something to keep in mind. After I let that dry, I taped the edges and did a few washes of watercolor over the whole piece so that it would have the feeling of being underwater. The ink that I refill my brush pen with is waterproof, so that works out nicely. I do wish though that there was a way to maybe fade out the ink itself without having to add water to it, because then I think it wouldn't actually really be waterproof anymore, but I'm actually not too sure about that. I need to run a test on that. I then mixed up some purples and blues and reds to begin painting the rest of the body. I used mostly phthalo blue, the same blue that I used for the background so it'd be cohesive, and crimson red. I try to get variations on the body with these colors, but it was a bit of a challenge because this drawing wasn't huge and I wasn't in the most comfortable position, to be honest. I had to sit sideways to do this. But yeah, I just kept layering what I had and darkening some areas until it looked okay to me. I zoomed in a bit for this part because my hair kept getting in the way and I hadn't showered for a few days, so it was really greasy, and yeah, I'm just adding a little white border to make the arms and hands pop more and to add some shine on her body. I then realized that I had inked before I put down my tape, and usually I don't mind if it's just an ink drawing because I actually like how it can make something look like it's popping out of the frame. But for this, the watercolor had a harsh edge, so then I used my Uniball Signo white gel pen to try to fix it, but that also didn't completely cover it. So then I used my white paint from my watercolors, which I generally don't use very much. But yeah, I didn't add any water to it, so the paint was a little hard to spread with a brush, so I just used my finger, and that works pretty well. And here's my finished mermaid painting. It's funny how I always like to do creepy or weird renditions of things, but it's a lot of fun. Also, if any of you did drawings for Mermay, be sure to post them in the comments, because I'd love to see some. Thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you guys in my next video. Until then, bye!